Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Taking Play and Tingle Along Adventures, Episode 19, Coal, Water, and Oil. Timothy is a little blue tank engine who works at the solar giant clay pits located at the end of Edward's branch line. Like Thomas, Timothy's a steam engine. But unlikely, Timothy doesn't run on water. Nor coal. Instead, he runs on oil. Because Timothy is an oil-burning steam engine. In fact, he's the only oil-burning steam engine on the entire island of Solar. And that makes him very special and unique. One morning, Timothy was at Timothy's sheds. As he woke up, the turntable began to turn. Off I go now, he said, goodbye, and Timothy chucked out of the sheds. Then James noticed something in the distance. Some cars raced out of Ulster Castle. Run, Timothy, cried Gordon. Why? Asked Timothy. I'm in no rush. Just go, shouted Edward, but it was too late. The cars came racing in, crashing Timothy. Timothy rolled into a field nearby, and a truck toppled off behind him. Just as Henry arrived. Sorry, Timothy, he called. The coupling snap on my tracks went off. Are you okay, though? Yes, I'm alright, Timothy called back. Just then, Fergus chuffed by and saw the accident. Don't worry, Timothy, he said. I'll go get help. And Fergus raced away. Fergus soon brought the breakdown train and immediately got to work. The mess was almost cleaned up, but Fergus had a problem. The breakdown train can't reach Timothy, called Fergus. So his driver and fireman called Butch a tow truck. Soon, Butch finally arrived. Timothy was loaded onto his flatbed, and he was towed away to the steamworks. As Timothy was immediately being repaired, so Tom had arrived to see him. Hello, sir, he said. Sorry about the accident. That's all right, Timothy, replied Tom Hat. Fergus and Henry told me everything. Now then, once you get prepared, I want you to go work at the coaling plant. Why, sir? Asked Timothy. Because I brought a new engine to take your place for you. So you have to work at the coaling plant today. But Timothy wasn't so sure. I don't think I can do this, sir, he said nervously. I've never worked anywhere outside of the clay pits before. Well, I did sometimes. And that place is working at Brenham Docks, and occasionally worked there ever since. Just do your best, Timothy, said Sir Tom Hat. Really useful engines do their best whatever job they're doing. And that made Timothy feel a bit better. Soon, Timothy was fixed up and chuffed away to the coaling plant. On his way, Timothy stopped by at Ulster Castle. Excuse me, he asked, but where is the coaling plant? Oh, it's over there at the corner, replied Caitlin. Thank you very much, Caitlin. And Timothy continued on his way. As he got there, Timothy was amazed. The coaling plant was very busy. Coal cars were everywhere. The coal dust spilled from the falling coal. Timothy had never seen anything like it. Timothy was still nervous, but he knew what Tom had told him at the steamworks. Just do your best, Timothy. Really useful engines do their best whatever job they're doing. So he immediately set to work. So far, Timothy was enjoying himself. Until a long green engine chuffed in. An engine that Timothy had never seen before. Excuse me, he asked. But are those my cars over there? But Timothy did not reply. He had never met a new engine before. He was quite shy. Just introduce yourself to him, whispered Hector. Hello, said Timothy quietly. My name is Timothy. What brings you here? The engine smiled. My name is Gator, replied the engine. It's a pleasure to meet you, Timothy. I'm here to collect some coal cars. Are they ready for me? Timothy fell silent for a moment, until he looked over and spotted some coal cars waiting not too far away. Yes, replied Timothy. Those are your cars over there. Those cars over there? Asked Gator. Yes, replied Timothy. They're yours. Gator smiled. Thank you, Timothy, he said. So Gator turned around and was coupled up with the trucks. And before you go, said Timothy, can I ask you a question? Sure thing, replied Gator. Are you a new engine? Yes, replied Gator. I am new here. And where are you taking that coal? Asked Timothy. To the clay pits, replied Gator. So Tom has sent me to work there while you're working here. Well, I got to go. It's nice meeting you. Goodbye, Timothy. And Gator puffed away. That engine seems nice, said Timothy to himself, and immediately got back to work. You're doing well so far, Timothy, said Hector. Do you need to fill up on coal? No, replied Timothy. I take on oil, because I'm an oil-burning steam engine. Hector was surprised, but he was impressed. But I am running low on oil, by the way. I need to get refueled. Just then, Diesel rolled in with some tankers. The oil delivery is here, he said. Oh, Diesel, said Timothy. Thank goodness you're here. For what? Asked Diesel. For the oil delivery? Then he started to laugh. What's so funny? Asked Hector. Timothy, you can't fill up on oil, laughed Diesel. You're a steam engine, and steam engines fill up on coal and water. I know that, replied Timothy, but I'm not just any steam engine. I'm an oil-burning steam engine, and I run on oil instead. Diesel rolled his eyes. Timothy was soon refueled and immediately got back to work. Then Diesel rolled away. Oil-burning steam engines, he said to himself. By the end of the day, Timothy was exhausted. He was covered in coal dust from funnel to footplate. You've done an excellent job, Timothy, said Hector happily. Thanks, replied Timothy, but I do need a good washing before I go back. You should, replied Hector. Just then, George came in, almost out of breath. He had big news. Hello, George, said Hector. What are you doing here? Navar station has run out of coal, George panted. We need an extra large delivery there, and fast. But I was about to go to the engine wash, said Timothy. Oh well, I guess I gotta do this first then. And Timothy chopped away to collect some cars. Timothy soon got a train full of coal cars and set off towards Snapper Station as fast as he can. I had to be on time. I had to be on time, he said. Slow down, Timothy, shouted Mavis, or else you'll get into an accident. But Timothy was going so fast that he didn't hear her. Then there was trouble. Up ahead, Gator was filling up at the water tower. And Timothy couldn't stop in time. He bumped straight into Gator. Gator jolted forward and stopped on the switch. Then there was even more trouble. Donald and Douglas were coming in with a freight train. Donald could see Gator up ahead. He tried to apply his brakes. Douglas applied his brakes as well, and they stopped just in time before hitting Gator a few inches away. You should be more careful, snapped Donald. Aye, we almost crashed, added Douglas. Oh, sorry, Gator. Sorry, Donald. Sorry, Douglas. I couldn't slow down in time. Are you okay, though? Yes, we're okay, replied Gator. Are you okay too, Timothy? Yes, I'm fine, but my tank's now full of water. I'll have to get it cleaned out, he said. Just then, Goran came into the express. What's going on here, he demanded. I need to get through, Douglas. You're blocking the line here. What's going on here, came a stern voice. It was a top hat. Gator, you know you should look both ways before going over switches when there isn't a signal. I don't know how they do things back on your railway, but on my railway, you should always follow all the rules and regulations to stay safe. Please, sir, said Timothy. It's not his fault. It's mine. I was going so fast, I couldn't slow down in time and bumped straight into Gator. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to cause any trouble here. That's all right, Timothy, replied the Tom Hat. But next time, slow down. That's how accidents happen when you go too fast. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, replied Timothy. I shall have Porter to take you to the steamworks to get your tank cleaned out, he continued. And everybody else can get back to work. Yes, sir, said the engines. Gator shunted Timothy's coal cars onto the side of the yard, while Porter pulled him to the steamworks. As nightfall came by, Timothy was immediately being repaired, and getting the water cleaned out of his tank. Gator rolled in. He stopped in front of Timothy. I wonder what he wants, he thought. Timothy asked Gator, "Can I ask you a question?" "Sure, go ahead," replied Timothy. "Do you run on coal and water?" asked Gator. "No, I run on oil. Why?" "Oh, it's because you bumped me at the water tower earlier, and I can see the coal dust all over you." "It's because I've been working so hard at the coaling plant, that's why," replied Timothy. "And you can tell I run on oil because of my oil tank." "Oil tank?" asked Gator. "Where?" "Right there," replied Timothy. "Can't you see?" "I can see it," replied Gator. "And do you want me to stay here to keep you company?" "Sure," replied Timothy. "Friends?" "Friends." Timothy and Gator laughed, feeling very happy to be friends.